I'm so pleased to be joined today on Primetime Local News by Robert Young from the Writers and Rockers Coffee Company. This is such a unique venture. First of all, thank you very much for joining me, Robert.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, let's talk about this. You have some very unique names for the coffee, and it's a blend of people who obviously are authors like yourself, and some rockers as well, specifically Canadian. You've got some named after Harlequin, Haywire, Todd Kearns, who's well known in the Canadian industry. How did this all start, Robert?
Uh, I'm an author, and I mean, jokingly, I needed an excuse to not write my next book. But the last book I did write, I was posting on social media about how much coffee I was drinking, and someone suggested you should start your own company. And I do. I drink a lot of coffee, and I love it. And it's something I've always had an interest in, and something I just decided. Said to my wife, I'm going to start a coffee company, and she just said, "Oh no." And it kind of took off from there. I've got some friends that are in the music industry, and I know they drink a lot of coffee. I know writers drink a lot of coffee. So it just seemed like a great match.
So, how long from idea until you were actually able to start selling the product itself? And like, was it a lot of meetings? And did you connect with a lot of people who then connected with a lot of people, or how did that process go?
In some cases, yeah, but the majority of them, for example, the Queen City Kids was I tracked down one of the guys by email. I sent him an email saying, "Hey, here's what we want. Here's what we want to do," and he just said, "Yeah, go for it." That was it.
So no resistance.
Not from. And then I mean, 3 weeks later, it was kind of funny because Kevin Finn, the guitar player for Queen City Kids, ended up coming in, and I've never met him before. I've never spoken to him. We had a visit for about 2.5 hours that was absolutely incredible.
Well, let's talk about some of the names of the coffee products that you have. There's some named for the literary side of things and also for the rock fans. So let's go through a few of them. And how did you come up with them? Did you work with the artists, or is this something that from your writer background you just came up with and pitched to them?
Well, the literary blends, chapter one was obviously the first one. And that's a combination of different coffee beans that I ended up playing with for about 3 or 4 days till I found the right taste. Then there's Writers on Block, which is a strong to trying to give you that kick to get going. And then there's one that we call the end, which is the 30 mark that journalists have used to indicate their story's over. So there's that one. The musical ones, what we do is we actually work with the artist or the band, and I'll send 7 or 8 samples of coffee out to them to try, because I want to make sure that they like it and that they're actually going to drink it, and they all love it. And then we come up with either the band name or a song that's kind of fitting. For example, Harlequin, Sweet Things in Life. It's a dark roast coffee, but it's got bourbon infused vanilla bean in it. The Coney Hatch was the first one, was one of the latest ones we've done. It's called Devil's Deck. And of course, that's a dark roast, and those guys have all tried it, and yeah, they love it, and people are enjoying it.
Well, you've had a great response. You were saying that there's some fairly major awards shows and events where they are requesting your coffee. Tell me about that.
We were asked to participate at the Grammys. That was the first one, to be in the gift bags for the celebrities and to have the coffee served in the green room and the lounges. And then the Grammys was moved the date because of COVID, and it coincided with almost the same day as the Oscars. So they picked it up as well. So I've seen pictures of for example, the whole cast of General Hospital drinking our coffee. And then this at the end of this month, there's a music festival coming up in Nashville called Creatures Fest, which is some of the former Kiss players, and they've all formed their own bands, and so they're performing for this weekend event, and they've requested that the coffee be in behind the backstage for them all to drink.
It's just an incredible story. When you said is something that we wanted to be just as a hobby, and now all of a sudden you're getting all this exposure. Where do you think you're going to go from here? Are you going to keep putting out brands for a long time? Is this a full-time thing now?
I've been shipping coffee to Dubai, Japan, Australia, I think every state in the United States and every province in Canada. We just got an order from Holland for coffee. And And what's happening is, as the coffee is getting out and the name is getting out, I'm getting more requests from bands and musicians saying, hey, we want our coffee.
Well, Robert, this is a fascinating story. Thank you so much for speaking with me today. If people are looking to order some of your product and get information on the backstory and all this, what is the best way to find you?
It's writersandrockerscoffee.com.
Perfect.
Yeah. The social media links are all on there, and they can read up about the different blends and kind of jokingly how we started. We like to claim that our beans go through 3 hours of meditation every day. And the musical beans, they go through musical application and theory. And if they don't quite make the cut, we kick them off to a rap band or something. So.
Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Robert. Good luck with the venture. Obviously, this is just the beginning. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.